Hello people, I'm the Comic Book Gamer, and seeing as Batman v Superman is right around the corner, I decided it was high time I made a Batman vs Superman video. Now, as you can tell by what I'm wearing, I believe that Superman would win, but this video is not to be malicious or anything like that. Be like, hey, Superman's way better than Batman, he'd kick his butt any day of the week, and Batman just sucks. No, it's not about that. I do believe that Superman would win, but I have nothing against Batman. He's one of my favorite characters of all time. I love Batman. He's one of the greatest comic book characters ever, and I have nothing against him. But we've had comics after comics come out about Batman and Superman fighting and Superman winning in those canon comics. But you still have Bat fans. You have these big fanboys that believe, hey, Batman would still win. That those canon stuff means nothing. Frank Miller's God, Dark Knight Returns. So basically what I'm going to be doing today is just fighting against those arguments, disproving most of the arguments that these Batman fanboys have. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. The main argument that most of these fanboys like to use is kryptonite, because they think that kryptonite makes Superman incredibly weak and he can't do anything as good and he's defenseless. Now this is completely false. A lot of people have a misconception with kryptonite because they watch Superman the Animated Series or the old Christopher Reeve Superman movies, and they believe, hey, when kryptonite was brought up just like a little bit of kryptonite, Superman got on his knees completely weak, couldn't do anything, couldn't barely even move. This kryptonite, it makes Superman just immobile. Batman could just beat the tar out of him all day if he had kryptonite, and Superman wouldn't stand a chance. Now, that is not even close to being the case. Kryptonite does harm Superman. It makes him vulnerable, but doesn't make him near as weak as it does in the comics. For instance, in Superman Ending Battle, when Superman's fighting Metallo, and keep in mind, prior to fighting Metallo, he fought a ton of villains. This whole book is basically Superman just taking on tons of villains, being bombarded by them constantly. He fought Bizarro, Neutron, Master Jailer, and more prior to fighting Metallo, and Metallo's got kryptonite exposed to him because Metallo, because you guys don't know, he's got a kryptonite heart, and it's a giant chunk of kryptonite. He's got exposed to Superman. Superman's weak, but Superman just takes him and he says, I don't have time for this, and just chucks Metallo really far away, and that gets the kryptonite away from him, and that's being exposed to a huge chunk of kryptonite. He's also fought many other villains with kryptonite. A lot of his villains are kryptonite based or use kryptonite very frequently, like Lex Luthor, Metallo, which I just mentioned, Kryptonite Man, yes, a man named Kryptonite Man, and yet people believe Batman with a small little thing, kryptonite, could beat Superman. It makes no sense. He's even fought Superman with a kryptonite ring, and it didn't really do anything. After a few punches, he said if he punched him one more time with that kryptonite ring, his hand would shatter, because Superman just kept getting beat with that kryptonite ring, but it didn't really do anything because kryptonite does not have that big of an effect on Superman like people like to believe. It does hurt him, but it's nothing that huge. There are some Bat fans that will try to fool you and act like they're logical when in fact they aren't. These Bat fans, their main argument is from Hush, to where Superman and Batman are fighting, and Superman is under the control of Poison Ivy. And what's going on is Batman says the difference between Batman and Superman is the fact that deep down Clark is a good person and deep down Bruce is not. And their argument with that is the fact that, well, Batman can go all out and do anything. Superman's got to hold back and try not to hurt him. Well, that doesn't really work, because what's so bad that Bruce is going to do? Brucey boy, what are you going to do that's so much worse than Superman? What are you going to do that's worse than Clark? You going to try and kill him? No, because Batman doesn't kill. He's not even going to try to kill Superman at all. He's going to try and knock him out. Guess what Superman's going to try to do? He's going to try and knock him out. Another thing that these Bat fans say in this context that makes no sense is the fact that they believe Superman can't stop Batman unless he can kill him. It's weird, I know, but that's what they think. They think, well, unless Superman's trying to kill Batman, he can't stop him. It's over, because Batman can go all out, as in trying to knock him out. It doesn't make any sense. Batman just... It doesn't make any sense. He doesn't have an edge over Superman in any way. There's nothing that he's going to do that's like, oh, he's playing dirty. There's nothing. Superman can do everything that he would normally do. Because what people don't realize is the fact that when Superman's fighting his other villains, he's almost always holding back. Unless it's like Doomsday or Darkseid, Superman is almost always holding back. You realize his main villain, his arch nemesis, is a rich guy that uses kryptonite a lot and is the smartest guy in the DC universe. Yes, Lex Luthor is smarter than Batman. Lex Luthor is the smartest guy in the DC universe, smarter than Bruce Wayne, and Superman fights him on the regular, and this guy is nothing holding him back. He is trying to kill Superman. But Batman, a guy who's not as smart as Lex Luthor and is not trying to kill him, oh, Superman's done. Oh, he might as well give up now. Batman's so much better than him. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense what people are saying there, because Superman holds back almost all the time, so he's used to it. Superman can knock Batman out. He knows how. It's not very hard for him to do. It's nothing that's like holding him back from doing that. It's not like he's trying not to hurt Batman at all. No, he's still trying to knock him out. He's just not trying to kill him. Same with Batman. Batman's trying not to kill Superman. In that same fight between Batman and Superman during Hush, Batman says that Superman cannot be stopped, but he can be stunned. I wonder why Bat fans don't bring that up in the argument, but they like to bring up other elements of that fight. You know, it's strange. It kind of puzzles me why they don't bring that up. Oh yeah, it's because Batman is admitting defeat. He's admitting he can't stop Superman, but still, no Bat fan will bring it up because they don't want to admit that Batman can't beat Superman. When in fact, Batman himself admitted it, and it's from Jeff Loeb, who is one of the greatest Batman writers of all time, so he understands the character. In fact, in canon comics, Batman has not beaten Superman, and it takes someone as crazy as Frank Miller to create a scenario to where Superman could lose to Batman. Frank Miller even had to pull something out of his butt to make it happen. He had to pull all this stuff. He's like, Superman's gonna get nuked prior to the fight. Green Arrow's gonna show up. He's gonna use like all this super powered suit, and then boom, he stopped him. He used all these different things to get it to where Batman will win. And that's from Frank Miller. He had to come up with a crazy scenario like that to get Batman to win. But a lot of people believe just in any scenario, Batman could win. In fact, he couldn't. To me, the biggest element of this fight is Superman's speed and strength, because you realize if Batman has his kryptonite in his belt or somewhere, he has to pull it out to hurt Superman. Superman is so fast that he could get to him way before Batman could even think about pulling that kryptonite out. It's over. Max Landis made a very good comparison on Twitter about this. He said, have you ever gone against someone in sports or a fight that's faster than you? That's how it is for Batman and Superman, except imagine that to the extreme, because Superman's so much faster than Batman. I don't know about you guys, but I've gone against people that are way faster than me in sports before, and it's not fun. It's a very bad disadvantage to have. Now imagine that in a fight between these two, except to the extreme, because Superman's so much faster than Batman. Batman wouldn't stand a chance. He could just knock him out within like under a second. Batman would just be done. And if Batman had planned and was waiting for Superman, had the kryptonite out, Superman could literally just, look from really far away with his telescope vision and X-ray vision and be like, hey, Batman's got kryptonite. I know I'm not going to be going there. He can use all these different things. Also, Superman has a lead suit, something specifically designed to block out kryptonite, because lead blocks the effects of kryptonite. He has a lead suit. He can also fly up in the sun to make himself invulnerable to kryptonite when he's been exposed to the sun long enough. When he's that close to it, that will make him temporarily invulnerable to kryptonite. And again, he's got a lead suit because he's not an idiot. Superman is, in fact, is very smart. That's another argument that Bat fans like to use. They believe that Superman's some kind of idiot and Batman's the smartest guy in the world. Like I said before, Superman fights the smartest guy in the DC universe on the regular. Also, one of his villains is Brainiac, a guy named Brainiac, who you cannot defeat with just simple brute force. And a lot of his villains you can't. Superman is actually pretty smart. But people just believe he fights guys like Doomsday to where there's like basically no tactics to it. It's just, I punch him to death, so Superman's a big dumb idiot. This is another misconception created mainly by Superman in the media. The media versions of Superman are generally pretty bad portrayals of Superman. They just make Superman some big dumb idiot that can't really do anything but punch walls and punch people. Like, that's his whole thing. If he can't solve it with a punch, Superman's doomed. That's what a lot of people think. But in fact, he's really smart. He's a great tactician, and he's on the level of Batman as far as intelligence goes. In terms of fighting, yes, Batman's a way better fighter, but Superman's not an idiot in that department either. He has trained a lot. He's honed his skills to where he is a good fighter. He's not just some random brawler. He's a good fighter, but no, he's not the level of Batman. He's not that great of a fighter, how Batman can just, is one of the best martial artists in DCU. He's not that level, but he's not an idiot. So, combine Superman's training with the fact that he's so much more powerful than Batman in every way, and Batman doesn't really stand a chance. And yes, in the comics, Superman has beaten Batman, while Batman has had kryptonite and prep time. And Lex Luthor, Man of Steel, Batman is waiting for Superman in Gotham with kryptonite. Superman arrives, he blows the kryptonite out of his hand using his super breath, and then he flies Batman straight up in the air, drops him down, so Batman has to use his grapple to survive, and Superman knows he is. Superman knows Batman's not going to fall and die, and so Batman's able to survive that fall. Then Superman comes and just knocks him out. It's a very quick fight. Even though Batman had prep time, and a big chunk of kryptonite. Superman has also beaten Batman in his home. In Superman Batman Public Enemies, a Superman from the future appears because he's trying to stop Superman and Batman from doing something they might regret later. Superman is fighting Superman is fighting future Superman while Batman is preparing something, trying to figure out how to stop him, and it's in the Batcave. Future Superman kicks the crap out of Superman from the current time, and so Batman is there and he's trying to like escape, trying to find something to do. Future Superman gets to him, is about to take the 60s Batmobile and throw it straight into Batman's face and just kill him, to where current Superman takes a shard of kryptonite, puts it in a shotgun, and shoots it at future Superman, which penetrates his chest, and he goes back to the future because of that. And that Superman is fine, and he got shot with kryptonite. Look at that. What do you know? Superman got shot with kryptonite, and he's fine. See the effects of kryptonite? It's not near as bad as a lot of people like to believe. And Batman got his butt kicked by Superman in his home with the help of Superman. He was holding him off while Batman had time to figure something out, but didn't go so well for Batman. That's just some instances from the comics. Basically, overall, what I'm trying to say is majority of the time Superman would win. He'd have to be a complete idiot not to. Most people would have to be really stupid to have the power of Superman and lose in a fight against Batman. Even if Batman's got kryptonite and prep time, if Superman's got prep time, he can counter literally everything Batman can throw at him. Now, if Batman's prep time, Superman doesn't, Superman can still go into the situation being pretty smart about things and beat Batman. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Superman is very good at adjusting to a situation. It happens every day. He's just flying through Metropolis, and then something happens that he didn't expect to happen, and he counters it. Superman deals with stuff every day. Batman is nothing new to him. He fights a rich guy who uses kryptonite and is very smart all the time. He's used to it. Batman is not some new element. Like, I've never fought someone like Batman before. What am I gonna do? Just Superman would beat Batman in most scenarios, and that's what I'm trying to say here, because I really love both of these characters, but people are getting a lot of heated debates about it for good reason. I like seeing people being passionate about characters they love, but a lot of Bat fans will get into things that make no sense and say stuff that makes no sense at all to me, so I decided to make a video about this, especially since Batman v Superman is coming out soon, so I wanted to make a video like this anyways. Please let me know in the comments below, who do you guys think would win and why? Also, I'm not talking about the movie universe, obviously. I've been talking about the comics this whole time. Not asking for your opinion on who's going to win in the movie. I want to know comic versions. Who do you guys think would win? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.